Hey guys, welcome back to Casual Yu-Gi-Oh! And today we're going to be coming at you with our top 10 favorite Synchro monsters. So we're going to continue with our summoning mechanics. Synchros is a summoning mechanic that at first when it came out I wasn't too fond of because it was really the first change in Yu-Gi-Oh! From the original, so it was...
Yeah, when Synchros first started getting played, that was way back when we were like young and
we were in high school when it came out.
Yeah, I wasn't used to the mechanic and I didn't buy a whole lot of cards, so I didn't have any, so I just thought the mechanic was kind of bullshit.
Yeah, and seeing what like Colin played Black Wings, and I remember seeing that and I was like, that is so stupid. I was like, I don't like it. But now, I mean, like, later on you go like, well, the game kind of needed to be sped up a little bit because it was too, like, you know, just...
Well, I was like, well, this is all I can do.
Well, the game was really, like, use generic staples, and that's how you win the game.
Yeah.
And it turned that into more of, like, what deck are you running?
Yeah.
So, okay, so...
And I'm honestly kind of cool with Black Wings at this point.
Yeah.
None of them are on my list, but
okay.
they're still cool.
So, with fusions, I let you start, so this time I'll start. My number 10 is... Doom Kaiser Dragon. Now, do you know what that card looks like?
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and look it up, but I'm pretty sure...
Doom Kaiser requires Plague Spreader as a tuner monster. I play him in zombies. I have the ultimate rare. I think he's a really cool card. He can bring a zombie back from your opponent's graveyard.
Yeah, this guy.
I just think he's a cool card. I always liked what that's support that they added to zombies to make them like relevant in the 5Ds/ArcV area. It was just...
And I'll take any zombies.
Not ArcV.
Zombies are fucking cool, man.
Yeah. Zombies became more of an archetype because of Synchros, so that was really cool. And yeah, like I said, I just dig that effect, and I dig that it requires a specific tuner. I like stuff like that, so.
Yeah, it's weird because, like, I love, like, the Shiranuis, which are, like, zombie stuff. None of them make my list.
I don't think any of the Synchros actually look that cool.
Well, that's the thing.
My favorite is the level 8.
I like the Flaming Sword, but, like...
They could look cooler.
Yeah, there's something missing. And that's a weird thing with, like, a lot of the stuff on the Synchro list is, like, I've never considered myself, like, a Synchro hater. Like, originally, I guess I was, but I had a hard time making this list. It's weird.
I would consider the three of us. Brennan is the biggest Synchro hater, and I guess I'm the biggest fan of it out of the three of us.
Well, I didn't even know this about
It's my second. I like Synchros more than XYZs.
Yeah. But my number 10 is going to be a card that I waited for a while. Aroma Sarahfey Sweet Marjoram.
The newest one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The new one that fetches, like, the trap cards from the deck. Aroma just is my favorite deck. So, of course, I'm going to love the
I was going to say, like, when you were like, he was having a hard time getting, like, you had 5, and then after that you were like, I didn't know what to get. Yeah, I was like, there's got to be something out there that you're just...
She works with the deck, does some life gain stuff, and fetches the good traps from the deck. And, I mean, the traps really make and break that deck.
Yeah.
If you could search that fucking continuous spell card, the whole deck would be, like, fucking top tier.
Yeah. Okay, my number 9, Odin, Father of the Aesir. He's my favorite of the 3, although I like Thor, but like Loki's just not really my jam. I don't really think his effect's actually that good. But Odin's it's really, really, really cool to get 4,000 attack Synchro monster, and it's like, oh, I have Odin now, bitch. Like, fuck with that.
He's a big guy, and he's Nordic mythology.
Well, I like that they made, like, he's the strongest of the 3 Synchro monsters. As he should be. Exactly.
He's the god of gods.
Exactly, as he should be, yeah. Just love the look of the card. I've always wanted to, like, that's why, even if it's not in Nordics, I would like to figure out a way to play that card, but I probably will end up just making a Nordic deck. I'll have to do that.
We actually had a small argument about that, because I just have a problem with the artwork. I feel like they don't do him justice.
Okay, but at least they put that in the game. At least that's a thing.
At least they give him something. I'll give you that.
And he's a worthy card to get out. Like a 4,000 attacker that I believe his effect is like you can activate in the main phase, and then from then on out, I believe you can negate like all spell and traps I think your opponent would activate or whatever. Your opponent can obviously activate something in response to him doing that, but if they have like battle traps, they'll like stop that. I'm pretty sure. So
yeah, I mean it's cool. I'm glad he's in the game. I feel like they fucked up on the artwork, man.
All right, what's your opinion? I like it, but okay. What's your number 9?
My number 9, Blood Mephisto. Simply for
didn't make my list. Was very close, and had he, because he's a prize card and still hasn't been printed like for everyone to get.
Yeah.
Why? This is a rant that you'll agree with me on. Why Minerva, the rank 4 Lightsworn? Everyone was like, we have to get her. Like,
fuck Lightsworn.
I know. They literally petitioned. They bitched so much to get that card into the TCG. Like, we need that card to play. Bitched about it so much that Konami was like, okay, we'll immediately give you that card. Blood Mephisto, over 10 years later, we still don't have that card. Konami, just give us the card.
The cooler card.
Me, as someone who plays like Dark Synchros in a deck, I really could use Blood Memphis. He's a fiend. I love his effect of doing 300 burn damage for every card that your opponent controls, all that kind of stuff. And every time they set something, that's another 300. I love him. Give me that card. Didn't make my list, was very close. Like I said, had he been a playable card, I would have done it. But anything more for you?
No, and just the artwork. He's stylish.
Yeah. So I just watched the episode that card's in the Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, and basically what happens is that card is called like a dark. It's a monster that can do real damage in real life.
Oh, it's like a dark chip.
Basically.
Yeah.
And so like Blood Memphis literally like killed a dude.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I was like, that's really cool. My number 8 is Accel Synchron. Yeah. Okay, you know what that one is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. If anyone knows me, or if you've seen my dinosaur deck profile, and you'll see a re-upload at some point, if I can get 3 of that secret rare that's out of the new set, the little level 1 guy. What most people do, okay, so like dinos, as you know, like you can go into a level 5 synchro pretty easily by doing Oviraptor, search, miscellaneous source, ditch, miscellaneous source, banish from grave, 2 special summon, level 1 from deck. That gives you a level, you get Dracula. That's a level 5 synchro right there. Most people would do like the high speed roid Chambara. No, they're idiots. Accel Synchron. And I didn't play that card at all before, but I always loved the look of him. I randomly just had the card. I didn't have to order, I just had the card.
Yeah.
But one day I was just looking and I was like, wait, okay, so I synchro you, you're a tuner, that's cool. You alter your level by pitching a Synchron tuner monster from deck to grave. And I was like, well, let me look at the Synchron tuner monsters. Jet Synchron is the only one that has a graveyard effect. So I'm like, why don't people do this? Jet Synchron, for anyone that doesn't know, is a level 1 fire tuner that just says, pitch a card from hand to grave when it's in your grave, and you can special summon it, but it gets banished when it leaves the field. Okay, what I do with that play is I play 3 Giant Rex. You pitch Giant Rex from hand to grave, and then you banish your 2 dinos to get Ultimate Decker Tyranno, and then boom, now you have Giant Rex that just got banished, comes out, and then you Accel Synchron, you decrease his level by 1 to make it a 4. You could do a rank 4 play, or you could sync it to an 8. You go into Scarlight, Red Dragon Archfiend, and then you could blow up you have Jet Synchron on the field, and then you sync up into Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. Yeah. Such an easy play, in my opinion, but no one else does it because they're retarded.
I hate that card.
But the reason why is because Accel Synchron is my bread and butter in dinos. I play that literally every turn that I play dinos. So I got a fondness for that card. I really like it. But yeah, that's it. Okay. 8 for you?
8. I never made the deck. I'm interested in it. I'm aware it doesn't work, but Fortune Lady Every.
Okay, I have the card.
Yeah.
If you ever need it, I have it.
It's because like I tried a little bit on the game to like get Fortune Ladies to work, and they just it's super fucking janky.
I like the old school Fortune Ladies. I think they're cool. And Carly is one of my favorite 5Ds characters. If you've seen whenever you watch the chick that plays them, she becomes a dark signer, which is a cool thing that you'll find out about. But really, I liked her voice in the show. But yeah, she made Fortune Ladies cool. I like something with an attribute of everything. You know how like you like the Charmers and stuff like that? Yeah. If I had to pick something that was like every attribute into a deck, I would probably pick Fire Ladies over that, or not Fire Ladies.
I'd go Charmers.
Fortune Ladies. Nah, not for me.
I just like Charmers.
But the Fortune Lady I tried her briefly. There's a Dark Magician build where you could make her. You could do you'd play Effect Veiler, sync with Apprentice Illusion Magician. You'd make Fortune Lady Every, and then she'd give you like rank 7 fodder every turn. Yeah,
She's cool, man.
Yeah, it's just for me. It was like my Dark Magician deck was better without her, so I was like, I'm just not even gonna bother. Yeah. But yeah, she's cool. My number 7 is Cosmic Fortress Golgar. Exactly, Jesse. Why was it?
Well, I could not put him on my list because I was like, that's a special thing for you.
Okay, all right. Because I had that card. Whenever that card came out, I ended up pulling it out of a pack, and it was in my trade binder forever. I finally sold it, and then like a year later, I ended up making Aliens.
Yeah, fucking Aliens.
Yeah, and now that I play Aliens, which it's Cosmic Fortress Golgar Turbo, basically, where that's your win condition is abusing Golgar and bouncing stuff or whatever.
Yeah, which, by the way, let's just say, that's some serious shit. Aliens are fucking, like, serious news.
No, everyone thinks they suck. So
we made jokes about making, like, Cloudians and Aliens a while back. He actually made Aliens, and he's like, this is actually something. Yeah, I actually really enjoy the deck, and I think it's cool, and anyone that thinks the deck sucks, duel me. Yeah. I will play deck lockdown, and I would just like stun the fuck out of you. You won't be able to do shit. You won't be able to do shit, and I'll just keep bouncing your stuff back and re-abusing my same things over and over and over again. It's pretty nasty. Yeah. But yeah, Cosmic Fortress Golgar is a cool card. He's the strongest level 5 synchro monster. He's the strongest level 5 monster I think in existence. So. Yeah, he's bad news. Yeah. All right. Go ahead. All right, my number 7 at this point. Yeah. All right, I got Vortex the Whirlwind. And It's like, yeah, it's one of those cards where it's like on the list simply because of like
grab it from my phone. I'm filming with it.
how much I just like the artwork. It's a weird thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's for Winged Beast. I've looked many times.
Wind.
I've looked many times, like in Harpies. I'm like, can I put that in there? There's no level 1 Winged Beast tuner that really makes any sense. So I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that.
Again, dude, like we said it in a previous video. Wind's kind of my attribute. I started with like Swift Birdman Joe, and like I like Winged Beasts, man. It's not on the same tier of like me liking nautical shit, but inside Yu-Gi-Oh, they just made the Winged Beast stuff better.
I just think that something about like you always love the bouncing things like back, and I just think
mechanics that you have behind Wind and Winged Beast stuff.
Yeah, there was just because I literally remember taking you to Collins when this is just stuff that you guys can know about, but not know who we're talking about.
Flipped his shit. He's like, fuck.
Oh yeah, I remember he'd get mad at you because 1, you were an idiot, which you acknowledge, and 2. Yeah, you were kind of the least experienced player that was playing a deck. We all kind of had decks that were like, yeah, this is our thing. You were like, I remember you just like picked up a structure deck and you're like, it was
I picked up a structure deck, got a couple packs, and just mixed shit together.
It was like Storm's Judgment or something. It was the one that had like, it was the Wind guy on the structure deck cover. It was basically the Wind structure deck that had Harpy stuff in it, stuff like that.
And he was playing like a no joke like Blackwing deck.
Blackwing deck, yeah.
And I was beating him. Like consistently.
This is back in like 2009, I think. Yeah,
it's so funny.
I was playing Destiny Heroes and E Heroes at that time. That was my decks. I had a Destiny Hero deck and an E Hero deck. That was all I had.
I was playing like Giant Rat and shit, man.
But that was back when like it was like if you had 2 decks, you're like, dang, dude, you got 2 decks.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, because most people everybody only had 1. Brendan, I think, was just playing like I think he was just doing normal monsters. I want to say
with his like Heart of the Underdog.
Yeah,
stuff.
Heart of the Underdog, Ancient Rules, Blue Eyes. Yeah, that was his thing. Okay. That was your number 7?
Yep.
Right? My number 6 is Trident Dragion. I'm
gonna have to look that one up.
I'm assuming it's Dragion because it has an I in it. I before the O at the end of the thing. Trident.
I went the wrong way.
Yeah, what are you doing? Trident Dragion is a level 10 that requires a dragon tuner and a non-tuner dragon. Jesse can't spell apparently because he can't find the card.
I just
Trident. Trident. There you go. It's right there.
Dragion.
Yeah. Look at that dude. I love his artwork and I love his effect. His effect is like you can blow up other things on your field and every card you blow up gives him an additional attack. I love shit like that.
He gives me a vibe of that what's the name of the guy from
We're gonna be here for 10 minutes. I've always wanted to make a deck with him, and eventually I'd like to do a dragon deck. He has to be in the dragon deck, otherwise I don't really want to make the deck.
The Godzilla villain.
King Ghidorah?
King Ghidorah. He's giving me King Ghidorah.
Except he's a fire version, but yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I just think it's a cool concept for a card, and like I said, I've always wanted to make him in a deck, and if I could find something that it would really like work well in, I would love to do it, because he's one of my favorites. Like I said, he was number 6. I think he's the highest thing that's on my list that I don't play in a deck. Yeah, because I'm like, I have to find something for you. Yeah. I have to figure out how to play you. Okay, go ahead.
My number 6 is a card. So I fell out of like Noble Knights for a long time. Had no idea Flame Noble Knights existed. But
They're not out yet. They're not out yet.
Well, sure. Flame Noble Knight Emperor Charles.
Which one is that? Which level? Because the level 5 one is actually a good card that can be used in other things. I'm assuming you're picking the other one that has no use for anything outside of Noble Knights.
Probably, dude. I tend to pick shit that's bad on purpose, but his artwork is just so fucking awesome.
I hated Noble Knights to begin with. I hated like the equip cards were just obnoxious. And hold on,
the level 9 one that doesn't do jack shit.
Yeah, exactly, a worthless card.
He's fucking cool.
Okay, so we were talking about this, and I was, I've been trying to get him to just play decks, period, and because he has a Noble Knight core, but I'm like, okay, even if it just means, like, you're playing a deck I hate, I still want you to get back in the game. And I told him, I was like, hey, they somehow made Flame Noble Knights. For some reason, they're fire attribute. I was like, it makes no sense to me.
People hated the archetype so bad, they're burning in hell now.
Yeah, that's what I said. He just looks at the cards, he's like, I actually like it more now. And it's like, are you kidding? They did the opposite.
They're cool, man.
No, they're not cool.
They're cool looking. I haven't even read the effects yet. So I don't even know what they do, but like I like Noble Knights as an archetype, but it's cancer to play against. And it's like, I know you can't do anything, dude. I feel bad for doing this.
But they even do equips wrong.
Yeah, well, it's like Knights of the Round Table.
No, but Jesse, to do equips right, it shouldn't be, hey, whenever this card like goes away, I'll just re-equip it. That's so lame.
I like the idea of like an indestructible weapon. But
that's not how you do it.
No, it really
just say like, hey, this card can't be destroyed by card effects, period. but like it just I hate it.
It didn't do it right.
No. And the 5 swords equipped to one thing doesn't make any sense because the guy doesn't have 5 arms.
Dude,
doesn't make any sense. How do you do that one?
He's got 5 options though.
The only card that should do that is the Gearfried guy. Or Gearfield, I don't remember what the fuck his name is. My number 5 is Archfiend Zombie Skull. It's the Summon School zombified version. It's a level 6. No one ever gets him out the OG way that you're supposed to get him out because it's Plague Spreader plus 2 non-tuner monsters. No one does that because you'd have to have... people use Pain Painter sometimes, but no, I'm not going to do that. What I do is just use the Shiranui Spectral guy, I believe, and just banish from my graveyard. And but I love that card. I love his effect. Your zombies can't be destroyed by card effects. Just really cool. And that's why I think if you're playing a zombie deck, play the Shiranui stuff just so you can do that play because it makes it worth it. But I just ordered his... I had him that was at... He got reprinted out of like Light's Revenge or Relentless Revenge. But I got tired of looking at the reprint. I want the OG. It's out of Ancient Prophecy. It looks cooler. So I ordered that today. It was really cheap. 50 cents. Looks great. Just because I love Summon Skull, the zombified version... I really wish they would keep doing that and keep making... Because they had Revived King Hadez, the zombie version.
Yeah.
I wish they would keep doing that. Like, I would love, like... I don't know, Jesse, if they did, like, Jinzo and did, like, a zombie version of Jinzo, that would be really cool.
I'd be down with that.
Yeah. I mean, people would be like, he's a machine. He's not a living creature. How would he...
Isn't he a psychic?
No, he's a machine. But he kind of, like, if psychics had existed back then, he would have been one. But, yeah. All right. Go ahead.
All right. My number 5 is... So... with the exception of like Brendan, none of us really care about pendulums.
Definitely not me.
Don't like pendulums really at all.
Definitely not
but Nirvana High Paladin.
He was the cover card for Dark Illusion, the Dark Illusion set, right?
The artist that did that, I mean, deserves a fucking reward.
He looks cool. I just wish he wasn't a pendulum monster, but yeah.
They went nuts on his art, man.
Yeah, he looks really cool. He's like one of the forgotten cover cards. That and the Breakers of Shadow one was a terrible card. That card is not good. It's a regular Synchro monster that has pendulum effects, but it's a terrible card. And they made that the cover card of Breakers of Shadow when it could have been it probably should have been Cyber Dragon Affinity because that was the more relevant card.
It was the card that people...
And it would make a little more sense to be a Breaker of Shadow when you're literally like the ultimate Cyber Dragon that's a light attribute.
Yeah.
But yeah, Nirvana High Paladin, he was a cool card.
Fucking sick-ass art. I legit have no idea what he does. Don't care. The artwork's just fucking...
I think Brendan tried to play him in a deck for a little bit, and then I think he stopped.
I'm gonna make something based around him, man. Just get him to work.
Okay. My number 4 is Dark Highlander. Do you know who that is?
That sounds so familiar.
Okay, look him up. I use him in my Dark Fiend deck. He's one of my favorites for the fact of he literally can just come out. He requires a Fiend tuner, and most of my favorite stuff requires specific things to make the Synchro monster.
Almost made my list.
Yeah, I like specific requirements over generic stuff, so I like that he's a Fiend tuner, non-tuner Fiend, so just got to play it in my Dark deck. It works perfect. But neither player can Synchro summon. I love that because if your opponent's trying to play a Synchro deck, you're like, what's up, dude?
Yeah, just shut him out.
Back in the day, that card was so busted because everyone would be wanting to Synchro summon Blackwing's X Sabers, and you could just be like, nope. He has an equip ability. He can blow up equip cards, but like no one ever plays equips. But if you play Noble Knights, I'll fuck you up. But yeah, he's just a cool card. Stuff that, brings me back memories from my Dark days, like when my Dark deck was all I had. I mean, that's like my favorite shit. But yeah, all right. Number 4 for you.
All right, number 4, gonna go with Gen X, terrible archetype, but it's based around Mega Man. So I'm gonna show it some love with Gen X Ally Triarm because he looks like base.
Okay,
for Mega Man.
Bring it up because there's too many Gen X monsters for you to have me remember which one.
Yeah, fair point. Because there's 1,000 Gen X monsters.
I like the attribute ones more myself.
They're all bad.
They're not good, but.
He's got baller ass art.
No, he looks cool.
Yeah. And he's clearly like an homage to fucking base in some level. But the Gen X whole archetype is based around like Mega Man type shit, and I love Mega Man. It's like literally my favorite shit ever. But why'd they have to make the archetype so fucking
Gen X is one of those archetypes that it's never been explained why they're so bad.
They didn't put any love into the cards. They put a ton of love into the artwork.
Yeah, that's an art type where like you talk about different attributes and like one tuner and then goes into different attributes. I'm like, yeah, that'd be really cool, but they just didn't execute it well.
Yeah, they're like, oh, how are Capcom sales doing for Mega Man? It's like, well, not that great. We'll just put some shit effects on this.
Yeah, I guess. My number 3 is 100 Eyes Dragon.
Yeah.
So you know what that card is. Okay. 100-Eye Dragon is a card that I used to get out all the time. It was kind of my boss monster way back in the day in my dark deck. Because he had 3,000. He required, I believe it was a Dark Tuner and a non-tuner Fiend, I believe. And then his effect to banish it from the graveyard to like any copy that effect. I used to love doing that. So I'm bringing him back in my dark deck, and I'm going to be running the Earthbound Immortals because I didn't want to have him in the deck and then not be able to use that effect. And I actually love the Earthbound Immortals.
You did say something about that to me earlier.
Yeah, so I can't wait. And in the show, the way 100 Eyes Dragon looked, he looked... Because when you look at the card, you're like, okay, you look cool, but like I don't know exactly how cool you would look. In the show, he is massive. He's like girthy, where like I thought he might be a skinny dragon. No. He's like, he looks like Godzilla, but with the eyes all over him or whatever. And I'm like, you look amazing. Like, and like his eyes would glow and like do special stuff. And I just, the way the guy in the show that used him, Callan, he used it in an Infernity deck. So like all his cards would be like, hey, if you have no cards in your hand, I could do this busted effect. And he would just use that and be like, yeah, this can copy all those effects. Really good. But yeah, that's it. 100 Eyes Dragon. So because he's a dragon, and I know the other 2 cards that are on my list, he's actually my favorite dragon synchro monster. So hopefully you can respect that. Crystal Wing didn't make my list, so
thank fucking God.
No,
probably one of my most hated cards.
Yeah.
I legit hate Crystal Wing more than I hate Lynx.
Okay, go ahead. Number
Cancer,
3.
Man. All right, number 3. Gonna start seeing a little bit of a trend here. Arcanite Magician. I like me some fucking spell counters. And Arcanite Magician...
I know what your number 1 is.
Dude, no shit.
Yeah.
Weird is probably
might be on the ban list. Might just be on the ban list.
Well, Weird. Probably one of my favorite cards of all time. Also, the people who were getting this card banned, fuck you, man.
I agree with you because your deck was fun. It was cool to watch, and it looked like I was like, if you did that against me, I wouldn't be mad because it was cool.
Imagine having somebody do like 30,000 fucking damage to you in one.
No, seriously, Jesse, it's okay. We need to do banless banter videos and just call it something else because I don't want to copyright Team Yu-Gi-Oh! Underground. But no, seriously, just make a video just talking about like, hey, here's my problem with like stuff that's on the list, and like, here's how we fix it.
How dare they ban my baby boy?
But Arcanite Magician, he was the OG, right, of Synchro Monsters, I believe, that did that effect.
Yeah, he has an assault mode, which is cooler than his original form.
Yeah,
whatever. The artwork's good, spell counters, you pop shit. He's got it all, man.
Yeah. He definitely, he's a cool card. He's like a card that I can never figure out how to put him in a deck, but you will.
Yeah.
Yeah. He'll be one of your go-tos, I'm assuming.
Spell counters, man. I'll find a way to make it.
My number 2 is Chaos King Archfiend. Look him up.
Is he the guy that stops normal summons of a certain level?
No.
He's the dude with like flame swords, right?
No.
Damn it. I know I'm thinking of the fucking...
I don't know who you're thinking of. Stops normal summons. I don't know who he's thinking of. Chaos King Archfiend. Jack Atlas played him. He was borrowing him from a cop that got injured in the show. And this is an episode that I remember watching way back when it originally aired. And then like I was thinking in my head, like, when am I going to see this? Now that I'm rewatching 5Ds and it finally popped up. And I was like, oh, cool. Chaos, Jesse. CH. Right there.
Yeah. Oh,
I use this guy all the time. He can switch current attack and defense because he has the same attack and defense, but he can switch the attack and defense of every monster.
I was thinking of Crimson Blader.
No, Crimson Blader definitely is not going to make my list. That artwork is just meh. Like,
yeah, like I said, man.
Yeah, and that effect, while it's really good, certain times, I mean, depends on what deck you're going against, but like, no. He has a way cooler effect in my opinion. That you can go up against someone, like, you know, your opponent's like, oh yeah, but his attack's really high. It's like, well, what's his defense? Like, oh, it's not shit. Like, that's what I thought. Yeah. And he takes a Fiend type tuner to make. That's another reason why I like him. It just works perfectly in my deck. I'm not the first person to say this, but doesn't it bother you when you have cards that are your go-tos that you see other people make all the time? That's why the generic shit's just not as fun to play, because you're like, I have to watch every other fucker play this card. The good thing about like my top 5 at least is like I don't have to worry about like anybody like, okay, let's look at my past ones. Like 100 Eyes Dragon, no one plays that card. Dark Highlander, no one plays that card. Archfiend Zombie Skull, no one plays that. Trident Dragon, no one plays that. And then Cosmic Fortress Golgar, alien players play it, but that's the only deck that can be played in, so it's like whatever. But yeah, Chaos King Archfiend is just like, he's my go-to. Like, don't get me wrong, there's better level 7 Synchro monsters that I could go into, but for me, no, he's just my favorite of that range.
You gotta rank him up there for style points, baby.
I only just got one more left on the list, but go ahead, you're number 2.
Explosive Magician. Again.
Remind me what the effect does, because I know what it looks like. I just didn't remember what the effect did.
I believe you can remove
Obviously, remove
two
spell
spell
counters.
counters
Yeah.
from him in order to pop something on the field. Unless I'm mixing him with Arcanine Magician.
How do you not know how to spell? There it is.
Dude, I just scrolled past him. Yeah,
Well,
you remove 2 spell counters from your side of the field to select 1 spell trap your opponent controls, destroy it.
Yeah, and what's cool about him is that it requires a non-tuner spellcaster. His artwork looks cool.
That's baller as fuck.
Yeah. Go ahead, it's your card.
Again, dude, like with the type of decks that I play, he's got kind of a lame effect because he doesn't stack his own spell counters when you play spell and traps or spells. He doesn't put spell counters on himself, but with the fields that I build in my kind of janky fucking spell counter decks, I can get like 50, 60 fucking spell counters on the fucking field. And so it ends up not mattering, where I'm just like, fucking die, pop.
And your opponent can't really get mad because you're like, I'm playing a spell counter deck.
Yeah.
Like, how would you calm down? Right?
Okay, listen, it's not the new spell counter shit that got my boy banned.
No, you were able to do all this without any new support.
It was like old school shit, and I was just janking stuff together, and it worked, baby. It worked.
Yeah.
I hate it so much, man. Anyways, I've got a lot to say about my number 1, so I'll let you.
Okay, my number 1. Do you have a guess? It's not generic. It requires a specific tuner.
Specific tuner.
Specific type of tuner. It's been following the theme of like everything else that I've been doing.
I know you're gonna say it, and I'm gonna hate myself, but I can't think of what it is right now.
All right, Stygian Sergeants.
Yeah.
Stygian Sergeants is my favorite Synchro monster. It was the first Synchro monster that I ever really played and got into. It's kind of how I was like, wow, I actually like this. So what happened was, and I still remember the play that I would always do. I would set Dark Resonator face down and set Fires of Doomsday, which is the quick play that gives you 2 Doomsday tokens. I would do that. And I'd basically be like, all right, go ahead. And like they'd attack, and they'd be like, okay, Dark Resonator can't be destroyed by 1 battle. It takes 2 battles to kill him. Like, all right, I guess that ends it. And I was like, actually, it's your end phase. I'll activate Fires of Doomsday. 2 tokens. Boom. My turn. Sync for 5. Stygian Sergeants. His effect, I think, is so underrated. When he kills something in battle, he has 2200 normally. When he kills something in battle, he goes up another 800 and can just attack again. Doesn't have to attack a monster. He can attack directly if he has to. But I'm just like, for a level 5, and all it takes is it takes a Fiend Tuner, and that's it. He's so good. And I love, in my Dark deck, it's so easy to do.
He's fun.
Oh, he's tons of fun. And I love his artwork. It's 2 twins, basically, that are just on a motorcycle. And I remember watching Trudge in 5Ds. He's the guy that is the cop, and like he plays Stygians, and so it's just fun for him to like do it and be like Stygian Sergeants is like ends up kind of being his boss monster. So I've always just loved the card. The card has a special connection with me. Like I actually ordered the ultra rare today, which was the original print that I had. I have a secret rare right now, but the secret is from like a Yu-Gi-Oh 5D special collection. I'm just like, I like the older print is what I like. So yeah, Stygian Sergeants. He's literally, it makes me happy every time. Like
nostalgia.
I don't know. Well, I'll pick that play over like I could get out like, hey, you could go and do this or do this, and I'm like, but can I get a Stygian Sergeant right now? It's like, yeah. It's like, okay, I'm gonna do that. All right, go ahead.
I miss that shit, man. When you have like a card that means something to you, because I feel like people don't play that way anymore.
Well, I think what we should do, like one of the next times we film, is do just our top 10 favorite cards. Period.
Yeah.
And it could literally just be like the cards that like, hey, it's not because it's good, it's just because I have a special connection to it. You already know what my number 1 is.
Well, then you'll probably be hearing about like this card again, because this is probably one of mine. But we would dance
yours
around
is
it.
banned.
Yeah, Tempest Magician, man. Fucking shit. Like going into like duels on the fucking game, and like we'll be sitting here laughing because like I'm not even killing people at a certain point. I'm just building spell counters to fucking kill them harder. And it like I think there was one time when we brought the game over to Brendan's and I got like 200 spell counters, and I was just like...
And like the game's about to break.
Yeah,
it's like,
the game's like, okay, go ahead. It got ridiculous, and I'd just be quoting Dragon Ball Z like the whole time.
Yeah, didn't you call it, like you said, it's your Final Flash deck?
It's my Final Flash deck, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it got ridiculous to it. Oh my god, it was so much fun. Because those chicks that, like, every time a spell card's played, you place 2 spell counters on them.
But didn't she burn 500 for every spell counter?
Who, Tempest?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I did a lot of fucking damage. At a certain point, I was just like, I don't care about winning. I just want to burn the fucking
I want you to do a whole video about it, but real quick, like a 30-second pitch to Konami about why Tempest Magician should come off the list and what they should ban in its place if they're trying to stop degenerate.
Okay, listen, if people are doing degenerate shit with like the Enderman stuff, just ban that stuff, man. It was a bad idea. Own up to it. Like, don't ban Tempest Magician. He's fun. The clowns that got him fucking removed from the game should be fucking taken out with street fucking killed.
And like, let's be honest, like your deck, while it was cool and awesome and like pretty strong, it wasn't like you were able to do it every single first turn. Be like, oh yeah, I got it. No.
Oh dude, no, it would take turns on turns on turns.
Yeah, like, it would take turns on turns on turns, but you were able to build such a board that you were like, okay, man, like there's nothing you can do, so like, I'll keep going.
I could build swords and then like block people from using monster effects with certain things.
Yeah.
And then, like, if somebody tried to build a board back against my stuff or tried to clear me, I could protect it with certain things, and I could clear their board by removing 10 fucking spell counters from my field. It's got like a bunch of defense, and it's a brutal, like, if you get started, it's a brutal deck to play against because it's.
Do you have a copy of Tempest Magician?
I don't think I do.
Now's the time to order it because he's banned. So
order like 20.
Yeah. All right, so that's it for our list. I hope you guys liked it. I mean, I would say our lists were pretty different because let's look. How many generic Synchro monsters did you have? Like, I'm looking on mine. I had 1. I have 1 generic Synchro monster, and that's Accel Synchron, and that's just because I use them as a bread and butter play.
I don't know. I don't know how many of mine are generic.
Tempest Magician's not, Explosive Magician's not, Arkham Knight Magician's not, Nirvana High Paladin I don't think is because I think it requires Pendulum monsters. Your Flame Noble Knight I think actually is because it's 2020, everything has to be generic. Vortex Whirlwind's not. Fortune Lady Every I think requires a spellcaster. Yoko.
No, Yoko wasn't on the list. That was Blood Mephist.
Oh, Blood Mephist. Blood Mephist. He's generic. Yeah. No, wait.
Doesn't he take Plague Spread?
No. Blood Mephist I believe is generic. Yeah, I think you can make him anything. And then, oh, you had White Aura Baphomet. What's that about? What's that supposed to be?
No, that wasn't white. That was the Aroma Sarahfey Sweet Marjoram.
Oh yeah, the level 10. And she's not generic, right? Doesn't it require? Oh, that's lame, Jesse.
Hey, okay. I'm sorry, man. They made the Age of Links, and they have to speed up the game, so they made my shit generic.
Real quick, I want to give some honorable mentions. Arcanite Magician was an honorable mention, like you named. Powerful Dragon, because of my jank plant deck that I made a couple years back, which I don't run the deck anymore, but it was just a synchro spam deck that was fun using the plant engine as well.
The game and
using one-ofs, everything was a one-off.
The kid that plays that card in the game has made me hate
Leo.
Power Tool.
Yeah, because he's
Leo.
Yeah, I know. But both of those characters are shit, to be honest, after watching like the whole show almost. Yeah, they're both worthless. Red Eye Zombie Necro Dragon.
Yeah,
is a really cool one. Yeah, and then Blood Mephist was on there, and yeah, those are the ones that didn't make my list. But yeah, I think Synchros is cool. I mean, did any of the ones that I named were you like, oh, those are actually cool cards now that you named them?
The alien guy.
Cosmic Fortress Golgar. Yeah.
Again, I wanted to put him on my list, but I was like, I can't do that. That's fucking yours.
The zombie Synchros, you not into those?
Again, I love zombies, but it's like the artwork's kind of leaves a little bit to be desired.